Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how I made this ball dress. The down part of the ball dress. So I have my hard nets, about half a yard of lace or less than, 4 yards of tulle net which I gathered, 2 yards of bridal satin, fabric scissors, tape roll, ruler and chalk. First thing I went ahead to do, since I've gathered my tulle nets to the baby girl's waist measurements, which are 23 inches plus 2 inch zip allowance, making 25 inches. I went ahead to cut the length for the bridal satin. I had to cut 2 pieces. So what I did was I made sure that the length of the bridal satin was at least 2 inches shorter than the tulle net. And the tulle net was the girl's measurement, which was 27 inches. So I had at most 25 inches for the bridal satin because it has to be a bit shorter than the net. I went ahead to gather that. I already put up a video now. I gathered fabric on my channel, so you can check that out. I went ahead to gather this bridal satin to be exactly 25 inches, which was our waist, and which was our waist plus 2 inch zip allowance, which should also be exactly the same thing with the waist of the tulle nets. Afterwards, I went ahead to hem the tip of the bridal satin to give it a professional look. After I'd done that, I proceeded to cut after hemming the lower part of the bridal satin. I proceeded to cut the adnet, which was at least 2 inches shorter than the bridal satin length. So I had about 23, 22 or 21. I can't remember exactly what I measured there, but it wasn't more than 23 inches. And make sure that before you guys and gather any of these fabrics, you notch the midpoint of the fabrics. So here was when I had to cut the second piece, which was exactly the same length to the first piece of the bridal satin. I didn't cut it at once. I went there to cut it here and gather that to ensure you notch before you gather. Ensure you notch the center. So, and for the adnets, I forgot to mention I cut 2 pieces of adnet of equal length just to give me a fuller look. So I'd cut 2 pieces of that. You could decide to do that. You could decide to cut just a single piece. So yeah, I was trying to, I'd gone ahead to join one piece of the bridal satin that was gathered with the tulle net that was gathered. I'd gone ahead to sew them together. So before going ahead to gather the adnet, after gathering the adnets to be exactly the waist measurement that I have on the tulle nets, which was also the baby girl's waist measurements plus 2 inches zip allowance, I went ahead. The next thing to do is to go ahead and join one piece of the adnet that was gathered with the piece of the tulle net and the bridal satin that had been gathered initially. So the next thing to do was to go ahead and sew that together. So we're going to have 3 pieces together: the tulle net, one piece of the bridal satin, and one piece of the adnet being joined together as one. Then afterwards, we'll also proceed to pick the other piece of the bridal satin that was gathered alongside the other piece of the adnet that was gathered, and also sew them together. Ensure that the waist measurement is the same for all pieces that is being gathered, so you don't have issues when you're sewing. And one of the reasons I decided that the adnet was going to be shorter or be the shortest was that to avoid discomfort for the child. You can see how beautiful it's coming together even without it being finished yet. So avoid discomfort for the girl, so I make sure that it was the shortest so it is not scratching her body. Afterwards, after doing that, okay, yeah, I was just going ahead to, sorry guys, I was not talking in real time. Yeah, I was just going ahead to join the ad net, one piece of it. So the tulle net and the bridal satin had joined together. So that was what I was doing here, as you can see in this video. And I went ahead to replicate the same thing for the other piece of the bridal satin and the hard net. After I've done this, you would see how it all comes together in the next video, as I'll be making the top part of the dress and joining them together and also joining the zip. So stay tuned, stay glued to your screen for the concluding part of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe and comment, and see you in my next video.